right, here we are, our first match of the Summit Americas Tournament. $10,000 of sweet, delicious cash money up for grabs between these, what was it, 16 teams? My goodness, how the hell did we find 16 America teams? I don't know, but somehow we managed to scrap a couple together. Of course, 2 of those teams are going to be coming in through the open qualifier. Should be some good fun, but here we go. It's going to be myself, KotLGuy, bringing you the coverage. Joining me remotely, my good buddy Maut, and of course, our stats man is going to be Maut Pack. So Maut had some very important information he wanted to get out there at the start, recognizing, of course, Union Gaming and their icons. Maut, can you name that anime?
All right, let's channel my inner weeb here real quick.
Right.
I know 3 of the 5. There's actually 4 anime avatars here. I don't know the 4th or the 3rd one, which is Fishbone. Storm Spirit is from the anime Kuroko's Basketball. That's the English name, which is now the new hot thing for all the kids out there.
Oh.
It's a basketball anime.
Okay.
All right, the first guy, the one that's all pink and red, that guy's named Akashi. The next guy, Kaze, has, this is old school, a Yu Yu Hakusho anime, or Yu Yu Hakusho avatar.
Okay.
He's Hiei. This is like from the 90s and 80s. That's Hiei. And the last guy is actually just Aomine, which is his name, apparently. So
what is that from?
That's also from Kuroko's Basketball. So
Okay.
the first and last guy are from a basketball anime.
That's all. Okay.
And,
All right.
and the new hot thing on NA Dota is whenever somebody like goes in or says some silly shit in NA Dota, they post a picture of that top guy and say he's going in the zone, because there's this dumb thing about the anime where someone goes in the zone and their eyes like light up, and it's like going Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball Z. It's what the kids all watch nowadays, and
yeah.
I'm exposing myself right now, and I don't want to expose myself.
So I'm an old soul. If it was like maybe a Goku or a simple Gohan, like my boy Ryubura is, I might have known. But these ones, I'm not flat out.
What happened, man? What happened to those animes? We lost, dude.
I mean, hey, Dragon Ball is apparently coming back, so
it's gonna be ass. It's gonna be ass.
Of course it is. But there's hope that maybe it will stretch. Like Goku will be there. He'll power up over 17 episodes finally.
He already became a god, though. Like he can't get any stronger, dude. He's already been a god. That's the whole thing.
He'll find a way. God too, if it's got to be like that. I don't know. But enough about our simple anime pleasures. Let's talk about the pleasure of Dota in our first matchup. So we're into the draft. We're underway. Leviathan open up with their Queen of Pain, Winter Wyvern. And they're a team that's notoriously known to run a lot of the off-lane Queen of Pain. It's particularly Jenkins' favorite in the recent trend of just kind of going the cookie cutter, what's in, what's stylish for Dota, what's trending. They'll go with a first pick Queen of Pain. If it was the olden days, of course, it would be that, Pudge grab. But it seems like they're going to pass on that for now. Even Union Gaming doing the Respect Pudge ban. All right, I like that. But they're going to be following up with the new Too Hot to Trot support in Winter Wyvern. And then on the side of Union Gaming, they open up with Tusk, the Enforcer, the Bruiser, I like to say, and a nice, simple Disruptor for your bit of silence flavor.
Welcome to 6.84. Bloodseeker is the only hero that I noticed that's missing really at this point. There's Tusk, there's Winter Wyvern, there's Queen of Pain. There was a lot of other heroes that were picked up earlier in the EG versus Virtus Pro Series. Naga support has been a real big thing these past couple of days. Like that 4-position Naga support that we saw a lot of at TI3, specifically played by EGM, that's been something that's been picked a ton. But Winter Wyvern, ridiculously good hero in the 5th position. You do not need a lot of farm. Mana is kind of an issue from time to time, but other than that, you get movement. You get movement with Tranquil Boots, and then you just kind of go from there. Like, that's all you really need. Glimmer Cape would be fantastic as well. Maybe some mobility. Maybe you get a Blink Dagger. Winter Wyvern, though, with his Arctic Burn, which is, I think, what people usually max out first now. So damn good. So good for rotating as well. We saw some early ganks from PPD today when he was playing the Wyvern. Gyrocopter for Union Gaming. Not really any surprises with the draft so far, Dakota. This honestly looks standard.
Yeah, if anything, Union Gaming kind of putting it out there that they're going to go a bit higher tempo, not looking to prolong this game too far, though they have the luxury of a Gyrocopter who scales wonderfully through the mid to late game, whether he's going to be more of a fighter or just kind of hoping for the late game home run hitting Rapier comeback. But they're going to get a puck here, elusive, pesky little fairy who's very good at being able to hold down ground in that mid lane, possibly, could be off lane, of course, but, a trickster, if you will, and possibly anticipating maybe the Puck versus Queen of Pain mid lane matchup. Now that Clockwork has been picked up, that seems to be the off lane choice.
Yeah, I think so, and this is a pretty good matchup for Puck. You have Phase Shift. If you can somehow be it at the Shadow Strike and avoid it with the Phase Shift, you're in good spot. And it's more so than anything else needed. Like, you need a silence to make sure the Queen of Pain is going to get locked down and can't do as much work as she would like to in a team fight. Counter initiation, you have the Tusk go in, you throw up a Static Storm on top of that if necessary, but then you have a Waning Roof thrown somewhere in there, followed up by a Dream Coil or vice versa. It's a bit of control. Puck has seen some play and resurgence recently. It's a good hero. It just comes down to how Union play it. Where they're going to play, which is more than likely mid. I think it's a solid choice so far, and we'll see what Leviathan pick up. They have 1 minute and 20 seconds left of reserve time. They need another support as well as their safe lane carry. They could go Quap safe lane, but I doubt that'll be the case. Queen of Pain mid is just too good, and we'll see what they go for their carry for. I think it's Shredder.
Yeah, Shredder. You know, the olden days Shredder, you know, a lot of Wraith King, a lot of Troll, but nowadays, it's kind of hard to say. He's been kind of going with the mold, going with what works a bit. You can be a bit reckless. You can afford to be a bit reckless and a bit divey if you got a Winter Wyvern on your side. That extra bit of defense there. Plus, they have an additional support they still need to grab. So maybe really contemplating what's good, because you look at Union Gaming, it's like all crowd control. They have great lockdown with Puck Coil, Disruptor, of course, with the Static Storm, Call down there. Tuss is going to be there to kind of lead things off. This is a shitstorm in the making right now for Union Gaming. And it looks like the response for now, Leviathan, this is something that I believe Flying Zebra loves to go for from time to time as a support. But, then again, I really haven't seen Leviathan do a lot of Winter Wyverns, so I don't know who the big Winter Wyvern is going to be for them. But regardless, a frail Skywrath Mage shows up, great at zoning early, lots of harassment. Everybody hates those Arcane Bolts like I do. Good silence to help against someone like a Puck. And then you get, of course, your good burst. Maybe like a Winter's Curse followed up with your Skywrath Mage ulti, and that's an execution right there.
It's good combo. Works well with Clockwork, Battery Assault, Power Cogs, obviously. Then you get your Mystic Flare on top of that. Skywrath and Clockwork for the tried and true combo. They are squishy in the support squad, but that's fine. They just want to be able to lock down and silence out the Puck and the Tusk and make sure they can't just roam around and cause chaos, which I think is the biggest issue. So Leviathan have that going for them. They need maybe a frontliner in terms of somebody that's going to soak up the damage in terms of the safe laner, or they could just go for squishiness and try to fight. The problem is that both teams kind of want to fight early on here, but Tusk is so good at it that it just, especially with a Gyrocopter as well, it becomes very difficult. So Leviathan's draft right now a bit squishy, and there's that Naga Siren coming out for Union Gaming, and I have to imagine that's going to be a 4-position Naga. Puck mid lane, Tusk off lane, Gyrocopter safe lane. Disruptor picked up as well, so they have the Glimpse, they have the Ensnare, they have a lot of control for Union Gaming. I love this draft, and Naga support is very strong right now. Very quick movement speed, Riptide, great damage, and then Song of the Siren, as always, to hold people in place like a Queen of Pain. So
yeah, before what we're seeing now in a lot of games and the new trend, it wasn't like since TI3 that we saw a lot of like Naga Siren support. Like the name that comes to my mind was seeing a lot of EGM like on Alliance running that Naga time and time again. But it's back in action. Probably the most stand-up performance in recent history was Owie playing it and being able to just become the top of net worth and just instantly went from 4 to 1 at what felt like a drop of a hat. And with their setup right now, you got Song of the Siren set up after that into a Static Storm, Gyrocopter call down. It's a recipe for what could be a Leviathan disaster. But look at this last pick here. We want manliness. We're going to get it. Huskar going to be the grab. I have not seen Shredder play a Huskar in recent history. Could have been doing it in scrim play, but man, Maut, what do we think this? A little bit of magic on the other side, but is there enough physical burst to stop this Huskar from being a problem?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be a very interesting tri-lane. I think it's going to be aggro tri-lane versus tri-lane. I think you send the Gyrocopter, Disruptor, Naga Siren up to the top lane, try to contest against that Huskar, Winter Wyvern, Skywrath Mage. Because Huskar in the early laning phase, that level 1 Berserker's Blood isn't particularly great. Doesn't have the mobility. He doesn't have his armlet. So they should be able to get kills. But if they overextend and Huskar gets a couple of kills, he'll start snowballing, and that's going to become an issue. I think, again, for Leviathan, the biggest issue is also making sure they don't get kited, because that's definitely a possibility with a Song of the Siren, with the Snowball, with pretty much everything that they have on the side of Union Gaming. It looks like they might not go aggro tri-lane, though. Maybe do an aggro dual lane. We've seen a lot of Tusk Naga aggro dual lanes coming out, and I think that's a very solid choice for Union Gaming. But if this is a defensive tri-lane from Leviathan, it could be tough. There is a lot of damage there. We'll see how things turn out. The game's about to begin. Good luck, have fun is being called. Shibi's going to head towards that bottom rune spot. So they'll contest bottom rune. They won't contest top. Shroud will just sit up there and say, I'm lonely. Other than that, it's just going to be, I guess, standard stuff early game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to here. So here we go, folks. Game number 1 of our very first match of BTS America, sponsored by Squarespace, G2A, all that good stuff. But here we go. On the side of Leviathan, your Dire Squad, we're going to have Nusham. He's going to be playing your Skywrath Mage support. Flying Zebra is going to be duo support on your Winter Wyvern. Just behind, we got Shibby. This man was known to play the mightiest of brews in all the land. He's now going to be playing your Queen of Pain. Across the river, we got Jenkins, your Pudge player. He's going to be playing Clockwork in this matchup, and that is going to leave Shredder on the very massive and manly Huskar. Maut, please do me the honors of introducing the Union Gaming new roster.
All right, well, their new roster, it's up in the air as to who's actually who, but I'll go through as best as possible. Storm Spirit Abuser is going to be Puck, might be Benjaz. Almina is going to be the Tuskar in the offlane. Monet, probably Misko. On that Naga Siren, we have down bottom Kaze on the Disruptor, and then, of course, that is Fishbone on the Gyrocopter in the safe lane. That could also be Benjaz. It really is. It's anybody's game at this point. I mean, I don't really know who's who on Union Gaming, but we're going to figure it out pretty soon.
As long as we both say the same thing, we sound like we're right. So we're just going to go with that for now. And, you know, whatever they put out there, I feel like it's what they put on their player jersey, and I'm just going to read that name out loud, whether it's something obnoxious like My Nuts or whether it's, you know, something standard.
Great name.
We'll go with it. But yeah, it's a fantastic name. Can't really throw that guy on a panel, though, for a live huge TI event, but you know, maybe one day. We'll see. But top, we're seeing our first early rotation coming out, possibly from Leviathan here. Going to force Monet back with a couple of Fire Spears. This duo offlane matchup might be in a bit of a pickle here. Not the easiest group to go against. Nusham is going to kind of be the bouncer for the lane, but Monet is not going to let him have it, you know, just a scot-free bit of harassment. They're going to end up trading a lot, so this is going to be the lane that we might have to, you know, keep our eye on.
The good thing is, too, is that they can get away with this dual lane. They don't need 3 heroes down bottom for Jenkins, because Rocket Barrage and a Glimpse is more than enough to get a kill on that hero. But he won't get harassed when, of course, Kaze is pulling. That means that he should get some decent experience. The wave is pushing into his tower right now, which means he'll get some CS. He'll get some really good experience, get to level 2 or 3. But top lane, Arctic Burn, Almeida in trouble with the burning experience. He's got the snowball. He'll use it. Monet trying to help out with positioning. They go back at Nusham. He might be in trouble. Will they get the first blood? No, Nusham. He'll stay alive for a bit, but actually Shredder will go down and turns into a double kill for Monet, getting the kill with his Riptide. That could have been a lot better for Leviathan. I'm surprised they got the short end of the stick there.
Yeah, got a bit awkward, a bit of, you know, they were kind of too clumped up, a bit of awkward positioning, perfect for a snowball kind of a return setup. Fortunately for Leviathan, they get the first blood bonus, but it is Union Gaming who end up walking away with more winnings after all. Monet gets the double kill for that. Your support Naga, which, you know, oh, it's your support, but then again, that means she can easily get her boots faster, maybe a couple of wards, and, you know, gets to that next step that much faster. So we'll have to see here. Your bottom rune is going to be picked up. It's a haste. Jenkins. Channeling is in her S4, hoping not to be an S3. Let's see.
God.
Sees Kaze. He's like, nope, don't think about it.
Doesn't have glimpse.
Gets the bump back.
The cogs.
I don't know if he was trying to go for the trap cogs or what, but yeah, the timing seems to be a bit off. Ends up bumping him back instead, and we'll have to retreat. So just a little bit of footsie play. Nothing too serious. Let's touch base with mid lane here. We got Storm Spear Abuser on your Puck going against Shibby's Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain at 11 and 4 CS. Puck at 10 and 3. This matchup seems to be a bit of a draw right now. But we'll have to see as the levels do continue to come through which of the two is going to get the upper hand. They're both just so elusive. They both offer great bursting potential. Maybe give a slight nod for the Puck if she's able to utilize the Rift a bit better. I'm curious to see which one's going to be able to kind of, you know, draw the first bit of blood on each other.
Well, the thing I really like about this Queen of Pain is not going for that second point in Shadow Strike because Phase Shift is a skill, obviously. Scream of Pain's projectile is not the fastest, but it works, and the damage is going to be there. Phase Shift is going to come out. You can see him already going to work with that Scream of Pain coming out for Shibby. So this matchup for now should go in favor of the Queen of Pain, but that could change very quickly, especially level 6 coming up soon. Top lane, more action coming though on Nusham.
Nusham into the snowball. They get the nice little ice barricade. He has to turn the corner to get away from this one. Flying Zebra going to go into his Arctic Burn. Focus fire Monet at this point, and now they turn their changes onto Tusk. So a bit of back and forth trade here. Shredder's going to have to retreat, eating a bit too much damage. Doesn't have enough into his passive to really go into man mode, but they do have the Cold Embrace. They'll heal him up. Monet on the run. Can he get away from this? Still holding just what looks like Riptide points only. And did he go for stats, or is he just nursing the extra point? Did not decide to go for either the mirror image or the even snare. So he goes for the stat. So okay, interesting build up early for this. What we figure is a 4-position Naga, but no blood was shed. I say that, but now comes the snowball flying in for Shredder. Can they get him? Cold Embrace. Gonna block it out for now. They're persistent, though. They want to get the finish. Ice Barricade on the follow, and they end up trading each other's lives. But it's very good to get that Huskar down, so a slight nod for Union Gaming. Or is it? Is Naomi going to be able to get away from this one?
No,
Tusk?
Sigil.
Yeah, he's fine. Sigil will slow him down and step away. 3-2 your new score, but Leviathan lose their Huskar.
Sigil, pretty damn good ability, but he does feed it away to Nushin for 90 gold for pretty much nothing. Shredder is really not feeling great. His level 2 Berserker's Blood isn't there. He could have survived a couple of times having that second level of Berserker's Blood. The damage is ridiculous.
They're trading blow for blow. Jenkins gets into a cockpit with Fishbone, but can't really finish it up. Gets the salve and will make it away. No mana for Glimpse, it looks like, for K's. It's not even level 2, so the range is going to be way too far. So Jenkins will be able to retreat to the north.
Jenkins does survive. Flare comes through. Fishbone was not going to die from that. He was tangoing up. There is a lot of damage coming out of the top lane, though. Riptide, the right click of Almine. He's got, obviously, Ice Shards, which is a great nuke. Snowball even does some damage as well. And they really do need the Riptide against Shredder because they need some sort of right click, and the armor reduction is going to be perfect for that. So Shredder, even with level 2 Berserker's Blood, he actually does get that Helmet Iron Will, so he'll survive even longer now. He can maybe be a bit more aggressive. This is the standard pickup for Huskar. Get the Boots of Speed, Armlet into Helm of the Dominator, maybe pick up Treads, Assange at some point in time as well, and you're good to go. And you start running at people, you do some flips in the air, you get some kills, it's fantastic, but he's not doing great in farm. If you look at the Gyrocopter, he's got 30 last hits, the Huskar only at 21, but there's been more bloodshed top than there's been bottom, so.
Yeah, and they're still trading with each other. Even just a little bit of harassment coming out from your Skywrath Mage plus the Fire Spear is going to get your Tusk pretty dang low, and he's out of regen, so kind of forces him into a very passive position at this point. And you're going to see Monet, aka possibly Mystico, but on the other side of the globe, it's going to be the Gyrocopter goes down to Jenkins. He gets his own solo pick there. Ooh, unfortunate there for Union Gaming. They lose their core carry we were just praising.
I was watching that happen, and Fishbone had phase boots. Jenkins has brown boots. I was like, wait. I almost thought I couldn't believe it, but it did happen. Meanwhile, mid lane, Shibby is going to get silenced up. There's the jaunt. Shibby was going to use the Sonic Wave. Monet has an Invis rune. Riptide will go. Shibby's like, that tickles. It's not going to kill me. He's going to regen up, and he'll be fine. Jenkins bottom lane now. I think they have the Glimpse ready to go if necessary. There's the kinetic field. It is only level 2 Glimpse still, I believe, and he doesn't have the mana for it again, and Jenkins will get away after getting that solo kill. Then Shibby dies mid because I wasn't watching, and this is recoil. So great stuff. Excellent work, guys.
Yeah, they like to break out simultaneous action, and before I can even acknowledge what happened previously, it's top lane that they're engaging on. They get the slow, they get the Arcane Bolt. Will the Fire Spills be enough? He pops his wand, rolls back onto the Birdman, and now the Arctic Burn comes through, but it is Shredder who gets the last little tick, and he's going to get the kill. We managed to get this game back to square even 4-4. Shredder ends up being 2-2-1, and Queen of Pain went down mid lane, so it was a bit all over the place. What the hell actually broke out? So it looks like Leviathan getting a lot going for their offlane position. Mid still seems to be pretty damn back and forth, maybe with a slight edge to Union Gaming. They get that kill, plus
that kill,
Puck is etching ahead now in CS because of it.
He is going to go for Treads, and I like that. He'll be able to, survive. And they want to fight early, and that's one of the items that allow you to do so. This game is classic NA Dota, well, classic American Dota in general. There's just been a lot of fighting. There's been shit happening that shouldn't happen in general, and it just... Oh. See, Jenkins hooks in. He's going to find Monet. He's level 6 already at 7.5 minutes. That's an easy kill onto the Nagasar. And I was about to talk about how Jenkins had a fantastic time off lane. You can see it there. He gets his first kill. First blood for the Clockwork, besides obviously the bottom kill on Fishbone, but he's going to rotate and maybe look for something elsewhere. Might even just go get mana because he doesn't have a bottle, so.
Yep, just doing what your Clockwork's got to do. Have a good solid off-lane's performance, especially soaking in that XP, which he does, and he gets that Gyrocopter kill, so it easily boosts him up to the level 6 mark, and he just decides, I got a hook shot, I'm ready to use it. And top lane seems to be the target, so it's a successful gank for him, a successful first hook shot. Might see some attention towards the mid lane here. We have nearby rotations flying Zebra, kind of that safety net right now for Shibby. Shibby Sonic Wave needs about 20 more seconds if he wants to get a follow-up kill. But look at this, smoke movement coming out from Union Gaming. Storm Spirit Abuser has the Dream Coil ready to go. They want the Huskar Maut. Can they get it? Let's see if they can turn the corner.
Should be. I mean, he is playing really under the tower. Do they have TPs ready to go for Leviathan? They actually have no TPs on any of their heroes whatsoever. If they dove him, if they decided to commit for that kill, which they didn't, they probably could have gotten it, but Storm Spirit Abuser is going to head back towards mid. They had this Observer Ward on the dire side, which is well placed, which I think is a really, really solid ward. But yeah, there's going to be a counter smoke from Leviathan. Jenkins has his hook shot back up. Fishbone is the target, but Kaze is in the tree line. They're going to go in Arctic Burn. They don't even need the hook shot. There's going to be the Ancient Seal. He is dead within seconds. I don't need that hook shot. Like, we'll glimpse back Jenkins. TP and Jenkins blind, go! Oh, he misses it. There's the snowball. Almine comes in, Loris punch. Here's the Tuska. They'll get the kill with the illusion of Dream Coil on it too. But here comes Shibby. Sonic Wave, we'll see you later, Puck. Shadow Strike onto Almine. Concussive shot, Conk shot will hit. Almine is thinking, what did I get myself into? Maybe not, as he does throw up the ice shards. Meanwhile, because why not again, there's a solo kill top lane for Shredder on a Huskar. Good stuff.
Yeah, ridiculous. I almost thought that maybe Disruptor just kind of ejected out of there maybe a little too fast. His team showed up just in time to get a good return brawl. But, of course, because of all the attention going on the bottom lane, Huskar capitalizes on the remaining pick for the top and makes his immediate jump and puts to good use that armlet. So, a bit back and forth, a strong lead-in from Leviathan, but I have to say, a strong counterfight coming out from Union Gaming on that one, though. Leviathan are still going to be ahead, 8-5. Slight net worth advantage. Jenkins bottling up his illusion rune as he heads back to bottom. Fishbone still holding just a Phase Boots wand for now on his gyro. Starting to recognize there's a bit too much attention coming his way. For a lot of gyro players, you know, simply like Arteezy comes to my mind when he likes to play gyro, gets a lot of quick levels. Once he gets to level 7, 8, he goes right on the move to make a gank happen elsewhere, usually like into that off lane. And we haven't really seen any rotations quite yet from Fishbone. Maybe not looking to go down that road of being more of a fighting gyrocopter, going more just kind of, you know, ricing style in hopes that maybe the other 4 goons on his team are going to be able to, you know, be the ones to engage.
It's not working out right now, I'll say that much. Like, his net worth is starting to slack off here. He has more CS than the Huskar, but the Huskar has a higher net worth. Same with the Queen of Pain. And that shouldn't be the case, really. He probably could have rotated top with that. When they smoked up with the Puck as well as the Naga Siren and they headed top, they could have brought the Gyrocopter along with them, put some pressure onto that Huskar, and then take the Tier 1 tower if they got that kill. And that would have provided him, you know, at least one item, one component. Maybe an Ogre Club, maybe whatever he wants, like a Bracer for a drum if he wants to go that route. Instead, he has to sit bottom. He tries to CS more because he has a lane to farm. He doesn't expect the counter smoke gank to come out and they get an easy kill. And that's going to be level 6 pretty soon for Flying Zebra. This is without, by the way, Winter's Curse. This is without the Huskar rotating, which, I mean, he wants to fight early, and he will when he has the Helm of the Dominator. And for now, Leviathan are in a really solid position. This Gyrocopter needs either a lot more room or he needs to take a fight that they come out on top fantastically. Otherwise, this is gonna become in trouble. So,
yeah. Well, at least for now, we're gonna have a bit of a pause here as we wait it out. Not sure what the issue is, but it's Union Gaming who
they said TeamSpeak, I think, for Union.
TeamSpeak thing. Okay, fair enough. So look at that worked out. Also, a side note for anyone looking for the ticket or how to watch the game in the Dota TV client, you can do that. The ticket should be coming out, I believe, next week. So in typical fashion, the ticket coming out a little later than the tournament actually starts. But for now, we're hosting it up on the Summit 3 ticket. So if you own that, you're going to be able to watch it in the client. You don't like my camera work, you don't like what you hear, then you can kind of go in there, watch your favorite player, control the camera yourself, do whatever the hell you got to do. Watch it in full-blown, crisp HD.
Support American Dota.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is what it's all about. Nice to fill that extra void in addition to your ADLs, your Canada Cups. It's nice to, you know, get as much as you can to some of these up-and-coming teams. And
are you wondering why EG is the only top-tier American team? Are you concerned that American Dota seems to be lacking behind? Guess what? You too can purchase a BTS Americas ticket. Make sure you see that next top-tier American team. Get those players like Kotaro Hayama up there. Get the MSSs of the world up there. Get these people that deserve respect. Get them into the tournaments, get them on solid teams, and then have them leave because of the toxic environment. All right.
Do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
Yeah. Go out there and support and show your bit of love. And it's right, you know, there's a huge skill gap between teams like EG and the rest. You know, I know that teams like Leviathan have told me they're looking to grind. They're getting partners into boot camp and stuff. You know, we already know that they're a team that has been buckled down in Florida in their team house for quite a while now. They got the camaraderie. I'd say, like, perfect, but as far as where their skill matches up to everyone else, they still got a ways to go. And I think that's, you know, pretty much agreed across the board. But here we go. We're going to get back right into the Dota action. We left off 8-5, an advantage for Leviathan. They're at a 2K net worth lead. You know, Shredder just got that nice little pick on the top lane after picking up his armlet. He now has his Morbid Mask, so this Huskar is peaking at a beautiful time for them. You know, Gyrocopter, we begin to question if he's going to be able to hold out and peak later on where maybe a Huskar could fall off. But it's Leviathan looking to get extra aggressive. They have a smoke. They see Fishbone, and there's the Arctic Burn. Zebra to one side. Jenkins right down the middle. Gets the hook, gets the kill. The pilot kamikazing right back to the earth. But now Newsham looking to get away. Can we get a glimpse back to Earth? Oh, it doesn't matter. He's going to be locked down and placed on the ensnare, rolled over, and he's done for. Zebra, self-cold embrace, but there's too many Union Gaming members here, and they're going to clean up the rest of the mess. Ends up being a 2-for-1 trade. You could give advantage, though, to Leviathan, able to take out the Gyrocopter once more.
Yeah, it's not that bad for Leviathan. They lose 2 supports for a huge carry, and I think they're pretty okay with that. They actually could have lost Jenkins, but that glimpse, they sent him back after he used the hookshot right afterwards. They did have the ensnare from Monet to lock down the TPing out Newsham, but I mean, it's fine, honestly. They were able to secure a kill on a Gyrocopter. And make space. They rotated all 4 of those heroes down bottom. Shredder had more than enough time to farm the jungle, farm up his own top lane, and then try to put some pressure onto the tier 1 tower. And so the clock is ticking. You usually don't think about a Huskar in this way, but the clock is ticking. You know, that 20-minute mark is going to hit. He's going to come out of the jungle, and he's going to be this big, massive buff dude. He's going to be tough to fight.
Yes, I agree. And for Union Gaming, they might be happy with Clashy getting that a bit of aggression, or at least that was something they were hoping for with that early big, you know, Tusk, Husk. These both these brawlers really like to peak early on. So for now, at least after picking up Mana Boots, Huskar returns to his off lane. He's a bit hesitant here. A lot of missing from the map. He doesn't have vision. Newsham and Flying Zebra waiting in the dark. Now they pop out. They get the silence, custom shot slow. A front flip dunk coming out from Shredder, and he scores. Man, they just obliterated that little Tuskar, and now they pull ahead 10-7.
He shot the J and he got a 3. He's entering the zone, as they would say in Croco No Basketball. Meanwhile, Shibby down bottom cleans up Fishbone again. They have so much pressure with the blink and the hookshot coming in from, of course, Jenkins and Chibi, respectively. They are going to find yet another kill. Fishbone is like, can you make some space? Can you do anything? I need to farm the map. Come on. This is not working out.
No, it's certainly not. And Leviathan seem to be playing their advantage very well. They're supporting Shredder. They're allowing him to get his own bits of space. They help him out in setting up these kind of kills. And then you got someone like Queen of Pain who's able to be on the move and address the Gyrocopter, who seems to be on his own because the rest of his squad is, you know, dealing with the pressure that's coming from the Huskar, which happens to be top lane right now. Soon to secure tier 1. Deny, though. Coming out from Monet, will he pay for his life, though? Gets the song off after the snowball roll through, and it looks like it's just going to be used to retreat. So a song for a tower deny. No re-engagement coming. So
yeah,
Leviathan, they lose a bit of extra change, but they're just happy to eliminate that access point.
I mean, that's a 3-minute song cooldown, so it's not like they're weeping at this point. Yeah, sure, they don't get the kill in the tower, but it's gone nonetheless. They'll be able to farm elsewhere. Monet's going to walk down. Flying Zebra does have Winter's Curse available. Do they see Monet? Are they going to Winter's Curse him? They're not even going to go for him. There's the concussive shot. Finally, the Arctic Bird comes out. He'll try to TP. There's the front flip again. They Winter's Curse the Storm Spirit and Boozer instead. Jenkins jumps in. The Ancient Seal lasts for a decade. The Battery Assault will secure the kill. They have glimpse back for Kaze if he wants to use it. He might. Shredder kind of jockeying for position here just to make sure that he doesn't get glimpse back, and it does turn into a 1-for-0 kill. They do leave Monet alone, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Monet got away and they did not get the kill on Puck, that could have been very questionable from Zebra to not curse and stop the Naga from retreating, but he has a quick choice. He decides to make the engagement onto the Puck. They change priorities, go for the Puck, and that silence just so long. You could see the investment, all 4 points of that Ancient Seal. Puck has nowhere to go, and they take him out. A much higher priority target, and it works out well for Leviathan. And after taking down that tier 1, they get what they want in the mid lane, and it looks like they don't want to leave until they rid of this tier 2 or tier 1 mid lane, because then the possible option for a Roche and this Huskar gets a bit easier. Might have to follow it up after a tier 1 takedown in the bottom lane, but for now, Leviathan just trying to go down that checklist. I
mean, they just want to make the Gyrocopter more uncomfortable, and taking away access points, I think, is the easiest way to do that, besides, of course, getting kills, which, by the way, they're killing Kaze. He's dead. They will throw up the call down. Shippy will get hit up with the first hit. Fishbone, I don't know if he should fight. He's alone. Snowball will come in. Oh, they blow up Newsham. Fishbone will survive. They don't have hookshot. They need a battery assault. They find it. Walrus punch, but Fishbone turned back around. He was alive for a second there. The Ice Sigil came out, but Jenkins gets the double. Monet now is going to kite Jenkins as best as possible. And still, it is a 3-for-2 All while this is happening, Schroeder says, yeah, I'll take Roche. Don't even worry about it.
Yep. Attention diverted elsewhere, I suppose. But hey, bit of a rollback there. Fishbone certainly needed it. A double kill. Does end up losing his life at the end with the cleanup power from Jenkins. And Shredder goes through his armlet togging as he tickles the big one here. Zebra's going to be able to help tank up the damage using his own cold embrace. Does not seem that Union Gaming really have the idea. They do have that high ground ward. We'll see couriers flying around in the area, but by the time they ping it out, Roche is dead. A little too late. An unfortunate message on the screen pops out for Union Gaming, and you can see that they kind of decide to pull back instead. So we'll have to see if Leviathan keep up this pressure. Union Gaming are just not going to have the space to kind of recover. They're just going to keep getting shoved back. Leviathan seem to have their power advantage, and they're not looking to let go.
I like this pickup from Fishbone, though. He knows they're fighting. He needs some way to escape, some more mobility, and Drum will do that for him. Instead of trying to rush for maybe a BKB that he wouldn't be able to complete if the game goes awry, he goes for the Drum. He'll be able to complete up the BKB if they take a couple of fights, if he's able to get more farm. They finally get the Blink Dagger for the puck coming out as well. The big first item for the Queen of Pain isn't there yet, but it's getting close. That Orchid just need the Sage's Mask and the recipe, and this gold from the Tier 1 tower should provide some benefit to that. Meanwhile, mid, the rest of Union Gaming will sort of group together, maybe look down to push this, down this Tier 1 tower of their own. We'll see if Leviathan decide to rotate back and defend, and it looks like that might be the case.
First one to rotate seems to be Zebra on that Wyvern. Monet out in front. They have the song, just in case things get hairy. They don't need to pull it out. The pipes warmed up and ready, but no vocals, as the Tier 1 is going to get cleared. Zebra and Puck cross paths. He goes into Arctic Burn, but the quick reaction blink to step away, which is good. Newsham was nearby, ready for that pesky silence once more. So Leviathan all converge to this mid lane, but they're not going to get anything out of it, unless they're playing just to kind of segue into a push on this Tier 1 mid as a response. We'll have to see, but also have Shibby up here trading with Tusk. Shibby, we haven't talked a lot about this Queen of Pain, been on the move, helping set up kills. Almost got the Orchid complete. 2 Oblivion Staffs and about 500 gold to save that.
He's going to have that Orchid pretty soon. That's going to make the Puck's life a living hell. That's going to make the Gyrocopter's life a living hell. He has no... Especially the Tusk as well, because he's the one that's going to be trying to save people or jump in. He's going to be going for a mech. That's going to be a great item to have. They're going to look for a Shredder. He's going to get ensnared. He does have his Inner Vitality. He's popping it up. This is very hard to push into, I think, if you're Leviathan. Even with the Huskar, they just don't have enough yet. Shredder's not big enough yet, I think. And there's just really good team fight and really good defense capabilities from Union Gaming with Song, with the Snowball, with the Ice Shards, with all the spam ability they have. So Leviathan will split the map.
Oh, they see Storm. They want to go. Hook's going to be there. Can they get the silence in time? They can with the Mystic Flare. See you later, Puck. I talk about and praise how elusive this hero is, but seems to get caught out. And Skyras seems to be the answer, but mid lane, a dunk to go. A Snowball on return. Jumps on the Shredder, punches him with an uppercut, and then wants to get the hell out of this man fight, but can't. Gets burned to a crisp. Shredder walks away. Now with a killing spree. Oh, the disrespect already. Ooh, nice glimpse back on Shibby.
They Song talk for Shibby, and he's going to be able to get away. They saw him. They were trying to rotate Almine, the Tusk, in there, but he got his TP canceled, or rather, he had it canceled. He was getting jumped on. He would not be able to come fight top. They were trying to kill Shibby. Instead, Shibby kills Monet, and Jenkins is going to keep going. Static Storm on the deck, but that's only going to kill Shibby, or rather, Kaze faster. Good cold embrace coming out from the Winter Wyvern. That'll be 4 on the deck dead. And now it's looking like Leviathan are just running over Union Gaming. It's 19-9, and now they're starting to get a lot more room to work with. Shibby's Orchid is now done, and they're ready to go for this Tier 2 tower top lane.
This is exactly what they probably wanted to get done with the draft they have thrown together. They have now a huge advantage. Huskar is going to be up and above them all. Gyrocopter with really nowhere safe to be to farm up. That was a fight where Union Gaming just put out everything. The sleep was expended. Disruptor even at the end had to do just a desperation, Static Storm in hopes that maybe the Blade Mill would kind of help, but that's not the case. And again, Storm Spirit caught out, hook shot combo, Mystic Flare setup. Jenkins and Newsham, the tag team duo, do it again.
This Puck needs a Yule Scepter, for the love of God. This Puck is, and he's very far away from having one anytime soon. It's just, the Yules will keep him alive. He'll be able to get back on the ground, phase shift, Elusive jaunt away, have some extra mobility, have some extra survivability. Without that Yule Scepter, this Puck is a walking disaster if he gets caught out. He'll die every freaking time to that combo. Newsham and Jenkins should be inseparable for the next, I don't know, until the end of the game, honestly. There's no reason for them to not be together.
Yeah,
and it's working out.
New spawns. This time it's going to be on the side of Leviathan as they fix out or just try to, repair what looks like their Skype issues. No problem. We can wait a bit. We can afford it. We'll call a timeout on the field to get back underway. So as they get into the action, it's very apparent that Leviathan, heavy favorites for this game number 1, but coming into this game, not heavy favorites in the series. Even with the new roster of Union Gaming, it's pretty split down the middle, 50-50. So very interesting.
We never know what Leviathan roster is going to come out to play, man. Is it going to be the let's go and have some fun and win the Dota game, or let's be super serious and then we're going to lose in dramatic and heart-wrenching fashion?
And they're also a team that when they get their wins, they get on a high, and they play like that. And we could see it here. That's why maybe this just game 1 is just so much more important to a team like Leviathan. They get their hearts into it. You can hear it. This is a team that put out there their scrim play. They were streaming their scrims. You could hear them just talk about what went wrong, what went right. Many could question as far as if they know correctly what actually went wrong or right to kind of, raise their skill cap that much further. But you can tell there's just a lot of passion there. And if you walk away from that first game with a loss, as we saw, in the TI5 qualifier, it could be very hard to come back from, and you start to question yourself as far as if what you did was even right, what went wrong, was it the draft, did we execute poorly, and your head just doesn't seem to get back into the game. So coming out with a win right here is very, very important against a team like Union Gaming. They're no one to scoff at, and you got to remember it's a single elimination. You lose this best of 3, your BTS Americas run is already over.
I think right now Union just want to put the best possible showing that they can. For Leviathan, there's a lot more at stake. They have. I feel like every time I watch Leviathan, they have a lot to prove, and I think they talk about it, and I think they kind of make it apparent with the way they talk, the way they play. Leviathan is a team that has been around for a long time. It is, I think, the most stable American roster by far, in terms of players, in terms of the roles they play, and in terms of not getting salty and staying and trying to play as many tournaments as possible. So for this Union team, it might mean a lot, but for Leviathan, I feel like, and I don't want to say this willy-nilly, but I feel like it means a lot more for Leviathan in 99% of the matches they play against whoever they're playing. So
yeah, just like I said before, this is one of those teams that there's a good chunk of the community, there's a good chunk of just Leviathan fans that just really want these boys to win and feel like they deserve it with the work they put out there.
I mean, you've seen them. They're good guys. You know how good guys they are. Like they're amazing. They're all coming to TI, by the way.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to meeting them. It's going to be awesome. My earliest memory of Leviathan was, for the Summit 2 qualifiers, we had to get some teams to fill in for the America side. And, I was asking around a lot of the American forums and NA Dota and stuff. NA is what Leviathan was at the time. But actually I'm having a bit of a Steam issue. Apparently my thing went down, so I'm gonna have to quickly adjust it, which actually gives me a perfect moment. If anyone inside Dota TV is figuring what the hell's going on, our Twitch stream just went down temporarily. I'm gonna adjust back to 720 because I have this opportunity. Apply, okay, and we'll try to get back started. But I don't know. It seems to be a bit flutzy, but hopefully it'll get recovered. I don't know why, but OBS has been a bit finicky with me as of recent. So looks like we're back in live. There'll be a 2-minute delay, so I'll let them know. A picnic in 2 minutes. Get your sandwiches ready.
It's just streaming in general. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Be the case a lot of the time. Also, God, it's American Dota at its finest when you have pauses for more than 5 minutes of the Dota game, and we're hitting that point, man.
That's the one thing I didn't miss. Me and you, we were fortunate enough. We've been, blessed with being able to work at the hub, and we got to do the summit, and there was also ESL and all these events that had everything on lockdown as far as hardware. We didn't see very many pauses, very many of that. Terrible,
for the MSS pause.
Yeah, the terrible DDoS, bad word, we didn't have any of that. So we had the luxury of just kind of, with the exception of, the MSS pause and stuff. It was smooth sailing. And then you get back into the online sphere, and there are pauses. And unfortunately, I'm not there in the team booth or house or their basement to know exactly what the hell's actually going on. So just gotta, we're victims as well.
I will say Dota Pit has been... I think very lucky in that regard. We haven't had too many big issues.
Nice.
I mean, and if we do, it's I usually just have a good time because I'm hanging out with Maut packs and I'm hanging out with, you know, Pimp and Tralf, and we're just talking, like the four of us just chilling. Like even if games like take a while to start, like at least 3 of us are there to chat it up and then just chill. We've been very fortunate, but for some of these American teams, they don't necessarily have the DDoS or what have you protection, or they just have bad internet connections. And the life of a tier 2, tier 3 gamer, unfortunately.
No, I
God,
agree.
This disruptor is freaking poor, man. Boots and not even a full earn. He's barely 6 at this point. He's not even 7. A poor disruptor.
The thing is, it's just it sucks because like they obviously need to put a lot of farm priority on the gyro because he's like their saving grace to try to pull this game back. But they're already starting to get kind of pressured. They can't really even breach past the river without, you know, having a buddy and feeling comfortable. So with that, you have limited farming options. You got to give those limited options to someone like Fishbone. And also the puck. I mean, we're talking about how this puck definitely needs to get a frickin' Yule Scepter. Has yet to even get one component towards it. And I don't foresee one coming together anytime soon. Yes. So after them two, you're left with a Naga who is kind of also maybe a security measure to, you know, maybe would benefit from some early kills and segue into a carry position. That's not happening at this point. Yeah. Huska, you know, or Tusk rather, he got his arcane boots. It looks like he's trying to get a mech. Might be able to get that. He's actually not that far off. But then, you know, he's a hero that later into the game, he's just going to, you know, Huskar's going to be like, that's cute. That's a snowball, huh? Well, you know, I'm gonna melt this snowball, get rid of you, move on to my next target.
He's gonna have a BKB pretty soon too, so the Huskar is not even gonna give a damn whatsoever.
Yeah.
And the mech pickup is fine, but I think that Union Gaming have to be the ones that are going to be initiating team fighting. Leviathan have been kind of spread out, finding kills with 2 or 3 heroes, and if they are pushing his 5, it's just generally to take down a tier 1 tower. And Union Gaming haven't had the ability to get that jump in and find that initiation that they're looking for, which is one of the reasons why they're down so much. But like you mentioned, without a puck having a Yule Scepter, if they're the ones that get jumped on, especially if he's the one that gets jumped on, he'll just die. They will lose this game unless he can somehow find a Yule Scepter. And I don't think that's that crazy of a thing to say. I think he desperately needs that item. Yeah. And then how do they deal with the Huskar? That's the biggest issue. Gyrocopter has to. I think Maut Pax was talking about it in our Skype chat. He says, you know, maybe get your Silver Edge. Just do something to get rid of that Berserker's Blood, and that's one way to do it. Yeah. I'm not generally a huge fan of the break on Silver Edge, but I think this is one of those games where you might have to get it. But the Gyrocopter's just not anywhere near it, so.
Yeah, and, you know, for now just has that Ogre Club and what we anticipate being the, you know, BKB, but even BKB is not going to save you this game. Winter's Curse, Quap's Sonic Wave Ultimate doesn't give 2 craps about a BKB, and Huskar is happy just to kind of muscle his way through the defensive items. So as we do continue to wait, looks like a bit of a problem on the side of Leviathan now. In particular, Jenkins, their offlane setup. He's trying to connect, but there seems to be a bit of an issue. We can take this moment to once again reflect back on what is to come for the rest of America. We could switch over here to the bracket. You could see the 16 frickin' teams that have made their way through from top to bottom. KotLGuy, of course, this is the team who is now might be considered as the next best thing to EG. They looked very, very good at the TFI qualifier. Came away with the win. They got their auto invite, and I don't know. You know, Maut, what do you think for the new KotLGuy group? How do you think they're going to match up against some of the other invited teams? You know, maybe they'll be able to take off a game or two on maybe some of the Chinese teams, maybe a team like Team Malaysia and stuff. But when they have to go down and you put KotLGuy against, like, let's say Vici Gaming, I mean, do you think it's going to be KotLGuy get sweeped, or do you think they actually have enough pizzazz that they'll be able to take a game or maybe even walk away with the series?
I think it's wide open with the exception of Secret and Evil Geniuses. I think those 2 teams are just on another level than everybody else, and they showed that at ESL. They've been showing that since pretty much back at the Summit, honestly. There's been like 1 or 2 series where EG might have been shaky, but especially for a new KotLGuy team, these are all veteran players. Woomander has added the much-needed emphasis. Fly is playing out of his mind on support. Would it be a tough match against Virtus Pro, or not Virtus Pro, VG, or somebody like IG? I think absolutely it'd be a tough test. But I think there is a definite possibility that KotLGuy could win a series. I think they easily get top 8, honestly, for KotLGuy. And that might just be me and my inner NA fanboy going. I mean, I think, and going even as further to say, I think NAR make one of those 2 wildcard spots as well. I'd be kind of surprised if they don't, with just how much they're trying to prove in this particular run at TI. So, yeah, I definitely think KotLGuy, they're a team to look out for here. They're definitely one of those dark horses. And the group stages, I think, will be a pretty big telling of that.
What do you think, though, for a team that might be the underdog? Might give us a surprise in this tournament. Another favorite team, of course, is NAR. They're on the way other side of the bracket. You know, it's not expected, but there's a strong chance that maybe NAR end up meeting up Complexity later on. But is there a team that might be able to make a bit of an upset happen? You got teams like Void Boys, who still run their roster as it's been without Pat Soul. Instead, you know, you got your 747 and Omega Poner and such. They're a team that has also been able to pull off some, you know, tricky wins here and there, but have always been hot and cold. We saw Unknown at the hub. They managed to make it through one of the biggest open qualifiers ever, and also managed to get a couple of wins there. E-Hug, maybe the, you know, Han Squad, Boreal. Summer's Rift, you got to remember now, has a bit of a different roster, and they also features Yawar. If I had to pick one of the teams, that would be my team. What do you think?
I think Summer's Rift, I don't know if they're underdogs at this point because of... Yeah, okay, I guess we're loading into a new game, by the way.
Yeah, we're going to be loading, apparently, and everything, so they don't need to see that. I'll just reconnect and hop into it.
I think I don't consider Summer's Rift an underdog team. I think they had an unfortunate situation with TI5 this year. But I definitely don't think, especially with Yawar, that is a good team.
Yeah.
Because IX Mike is playing with Summer's Rift, which is very interesting.
Yeah, so if people don't know the roster right now for Summer's Rift, it's Brax, Whitebeard, IX Mike, Yawar, and Demon. So, you know, BSJ was on the team formerly, and they have since departed. But Yawar is a standout player. And, you know, many might say he's kind of stuck in the shadow of his brother Sumail, but this kid has talent, and one of the first big performances I saw from Sumail was him and on the team with Yawar. I think it was even Root Gaming, like a way old rendition of Root Gaming where they might have been standing in, but it was this like crazy Storm Spirit game that Sumail played, and then they always had like Yawar on their one position backup as Sumail wasn't able to kind of just snowball out of control. He'd be playing like the Medusa or something at the time, and if, let's say, like Sumail had maybe overdived and didn't really do as well, you know, Yawar would be right there to pick up the pieces and kind of carry the game late. So I'm happy to see him still playing, and I'm very anxious to see Summer's Rift, you know, just playing. That actually is going to be happening tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing Summer's Rift. Yawar is definitely a favorite player of mine to watch, especially in FPL, but it's interesting. They had Trout for the team. I'm not sure what position he was playing, but it looks like he's not on there anymore. So Demon and Whitebeard support. Brax plays mid. Yawar plays safe lane carry. IX Mike plays off lane is probably how it's going to go, I think. And I think that's a fine lineup. They definitely aren't underdogs, and they're one of those teams that I actually kind of expect to take the tournament. I don't know if they're my go-to team. I think Complexity and NAR are still ahead of them for me. But you also look at Root and you look at E-Hug. I think those are two of the underdog teams that I'd look for. There's a Way Too Stack has Way Too and Jubei, and then three people. I have no idea who those three people are.
Yeah,
I think I know Kill Mine, but
Way Too Stack is a team that had been filled in as an auto invite. They didn't have to play through the open qualifier, but you know, you can make, you know, yeah, remember this is technically the, you know, post TI5 shuffle for a lot of these teams. They didn't get to make it to TI, you know, with the exception of Cole and Nar, and they've already begun to make their shuffle happen. So they've, you know, entered with a very different roster for a lot of these teams. I am going to hop into the game here, as it looks like we've got our load underway and into the pause. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
They did get that puck kill. That puck kill, I was concerned whether or not they were going to get that puck kill, but they do.
Oh, they did.
That's really important for them.
Hopefully no real loading errors. I know there's always those sticky things where there's no stacks. There seems to still be a stack up here and where the creeps spawn, but you know, we'll just try our best. But it looks like someone might be stuck. Tusk can't move. There's furious pings onto him.
Because there's a creep inside of him.
Yeah,
there's
a stuck in a creep. Let me see this. Ooh, yeah, him and this creep are getting a little too close. Let's leave room for Jesus here, fellas.
Yeah, that's that is well, that's interesting. I want to go back to Root Gaming because I want to talk about Moo a little bit. I had the pleasure of watching a stream for a couple of hours a couple of days ago, maybe like a week ago. I watched it for like 2 or 3 days, and I really enjoyed his play.
So Shibby's gonna let Tusk snowball on him, I think. He's stuck inside his creep. He can't move. He can't move. And now he's gonna eat damage. He needs to. Yeah, there we go.
All right, there we go. We did it, folks.
Oh. Classic frickin' Dota with these loads. You just never know what the hell's gonna happen.
Source 2. Source 2.
Source 2. It will be fixed. It will all be fixed.
Yeah,
Reborn.
everything. all the new stuff, that'll be fixed.
You had cancer playing Dota 1. It will be fixed. Everything will be good. Don't worry. But here we go. Finally, back underway. Unfortunately, a bit of a hiccup as we go through our first match of BTS America, but that's just what makes America, the character that America is. No perfect play, no smooth sailing. We gotta have just the awkward moments, the alt chat. That's what makes it so good. But what hasn't changed is Leviathan's advantage. 20-9 now. And they have what looks like about a 10K breach net worth lead, or history of the graph is not going to be too useful there. But
they've had that since the beginning of the game, apparently.
But yeah, they came to this game heavy favorites, and they were gifted the early net worth advantage right off the bat. But
yeah,
here we go.
Well, it's Fishbone is getting some much-needed ancient stacks here. He's actually getting kind of close to his BKB. But you mentioned already. Oh God, Huskar Aegis got renewed. He's going to suicide. Good stuff, man. He's going to try to kill himself, and right as he kills himself, the Aegis is going to go away, and he'll just die to neutrals.
Okay. All right, everyone, he's going to kill himself. All right, don't avert your eyes, apparently.
I would honestly kill one of those groups by his BKB just to make sure that he gets it. But Shredder being the man of honor that he is, buy your BKB, good. All right, good. Now if he dies, who cares what happens?
Let's see if he... Let's hope everything goes well with it. I can't help but keep my eyes away.
All right, there it is.
It's going to be popped, and yeah, Roche is back now in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So, bit of an awkward timer, but he's back in action. We'll now continue to farm the creeps, and we'll just hope that now this means everything is back to normal and ready to go.
Yeah, I hope to God, man. But with the pauses and the load-ins, you honestly have no idea. So,
Tusk is near danger here. I don't know if he's aware of it. He'll show himself with that nuke. Flying Zebra, if he starts to go into Arctic Burn, could catch up. Goes into it a little late, but they still commit with a good hook shot from Jenkins. And that Tusk is extinct. Goes down. Jenkins
is godlike.
Godlike. 9-0-4 on his clockwork. Couldn't really tell because of all the hiccups, but he has had a stellar game so far.
Are we sure that's not a load bug?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I mean, that sounds right with the game that he's had. There's going to be an Axe built for Chibi next. That is his next item. They're going to flare bottom. Storm Spirit Abuser. Oh, Orchid's ready to go. There it is. Sonic Wave. Last right click. Good stick charge. He might actually live here. It looks like he will. Phase shift. He'll be able to release your orb. Nice waning rift coming through. He'll jaunt away, blinks out, and TP's away. All at the same time. So the stick charge has saved his life. Not enough damage there coming out from a Queen of Pain. Maybe if she had a negative scepter, perhaps. Uh-oh. Chibi now in trouble. Glimpse back. Yeah, look at that range.
They got the silence. They certainly do. They're going to bring everything they got, including the kitchen sink. Called down Static Storm. Jenkins says, I'm here to play. Jumps in with a blade mail pop. He wants Fishbone. But Monet dishes out her sultry song and is going to force Jenkins to stay back. Or will they? He forces forward. 40 seconds. Obviously can't catch up with a hook shot. Glimpse, see you later. Sends him right back to make the room.
And it's off.
They still provide plenty of room for Shredder mid lane, who now has his BKB completed, as we've already talked about. They were looking at the tier 2 tower mid. They weren't able to find it, but that's fine. Now the puck is, in fact, if this is a Dagon, I'm going to be super, super frustrated. That's a nice way of putting it, but he has a Staff of Wizardry, which I imagine will be built into a Yule Scepter at some point here in the near future. That's great. BKB's done for the Gyrocopter, so they're starting to get those items. They get to maybe 40 minutes into this game, and who knows what happens.
Feels like this game's already been an hour, but we're just about 25 minutes in. It's Leviathan adding a bits of pressure here down the mid lane. Top Chibi addressing Storm Spirit Abuser. This puck trying to get his own bit of side for him, but he wants to go to mid. He's got a coil ready to play. They might make a move on to Shredder here, but he has a BKB now. A shiny 10-second one. No Aegis. Rocket to fly, will stun him. Pops his BKB, rolls on forward. Thinking he's ready to play, gets uppercutted. Now decides to step back. Zebra keeping a watchful eye. Has the cold embrace just in case.
They're baiting this. They're baiting this.
Okay. Monet gets jumped on. Jenkins eats with the Static Storm. Flying Zebra moves in, gets the Winter's Curse off. Self-cold embrace, gonna keep him alive for now. Fishbone trying to bring out the damage with the Rocket Barrage. Gonna get it right then and there. Glimpse back. Jenkins, you're not going anywhere. A big bounty on the head of this clock, and they're gonna claim it. A free 940 gold. Gonna be grabbed up here for Union Gaming.
Oh, Tusk got the kill. They probably should have given it to Fishbone, but nonetheless, he does get a big chunk of that gold, 453. Really good turn from Union Gaming. I was afraid that Leviathan were baiting a little bit, but now Chibi jumping against Sonic Wave. Does he have a stick charge? He doesn't. and he does get at least one return kill for Leviathan in the end there, which gets him even closer to his Aghanim Scepter, which is actually done at about 300 gold. He'll have that. But Fishbone gets some room to work with. His first BKB expended did not end up in his death. It ended up in getting a couple of kills. He's already got 1,600 gold in the bank now. Closer and closer to maybe being able to fight here against Leviathan. Leviathan, they haven't taken tier 3 or Rax yet. In fact, there's still tier 2 towers left to be taken. This game is not over, but it's still a long haul for Union Gaming to get back into this one.
I always like to say, step one of what I would say is probably a 5-step process here for Union Gaming to try to crawl their way back. You know, this is a good start, but you already see Leviathan taking safety measures. They're going to be moving in the Roche Pit uncontested, mind you. Should be able to get the free second life. For Huskar, I mean, one of the better heroes you could ask to have a second life. He's just happy to kind of brawl it out as it is, but now he knows he can kind of go into that reckless abandonment without worrying about losing his life for the initial jump. I'm curious to see Leviathan. We talked a bit about the clock that's over their head with this Huskar pick. It's still there ticking. Fishbone could always just help stall this game out. His team could help stall this game out, and he could segue into a beautiful late game on this gyro, but... And you got to remember, they have a lot of gold on the map still to take here. They've only taken one tier 1 so far in the mid lane. Now trying to go for the second one here at the top, but it could come out of trade because Leviathan, they're pushing the bottom lane, going for a tier 2.
Yeah, I mean, and Leviathan, this is the right play. It's just, they get as many towers. They've got really great wards coming out in the Radiant jungle. Just try to keep that pressure up. And so the only safe place to farm as of right now where they have vision is the enemy jungle. And that'll eventually be taken away by either teams pushing into the tier 3 tower or rotating and taking their jungle back. And for now, it's going to be the former. Shredder will walk up to the high ground. He has the Aegis, as you talked about already. He's putting a lot of pressure onto this tier 3 tower. The Sigil coming through. It's going to get right-clicked down. They're going to jump in, snowball. Walrus punch. They actually bring him back with a force staff. It almost looked like a Walrus kick coming out from the Tuskar, but that is not the case. The Courier did die on the Radiant side, I believe. That had a Demon Edge on it, so Fishbone trying to get to an MKB. I don't think so, says Leviathan. Shredder continues to enter Vitality, Armlet toggle as well. He's out of mana. He doesn't really need it, though. He just needs his BKB ready to go, and he'll keep walking up, trying to pressure that 2-3 tower in the high ground.
Jenkins is waiting. He continues to dance on the side, waiting for that one little opportunity, maybe to lead in with a hook shot. Then they can follow it up big. Mystic Flare's ready. Winter's Curse. They have a lot of ways to add on top of the burst without having to commit too much as far as distance. These are long-range abilities here that they can do easily from the low ground. They'll just tantalize Shredder out in front to wither that tower down a bit by bit. But where's the commitment? It's going to come here. Snowball from Union Gaming. Rolling onto the creeps, rolling straight ahead. Jenkins is going to get hit in the noggin with a rocket. But here comes the song. They're trying to catch him. They managed to catch 3. Here's the setup we've been waiting for from the draft. Call down. Static Storm. They want Shibby. And Maut. Can they get it? Oh, man. Turnaround. Winter's Curse with a Mystic Flare. Puck goes down. No buyback. They're looking to just wipe out Union Gaming. Can they do it? They can. They're moving on in. The pullback is going to be there. Shredder is dominating. Union Gaming have been wiped, and they are about to lose a Rax.
Oh my, Flying Zebra with the Winter's Curse of all Winter's Curses. That would have been Chibi dead in the dirt had it not been for that ability. And Chibi ends up living through the brunt of it. That was all heroes just focused and circled around Chibi, and says, Flying Zebra says, thank you very much. I will have an easy R button press. Shredder didn't even lose his Aegis, for God's sake. Nor did he use his BKB charge at all. That is Rax. There's a second set of Rax as well, and more than likely, Leviathan taking his first game, Dakota.
Looking pretty damn strong. They set out with a draft that was going to be very aggressive, very snowbally through the mid-game period, and, well, that's what we're seeing here. Before even the 30-minute mark, 2 sets of Raxes are going to be down. I imagine that it's not looking very good for Union Gaming at this point. A team that was hoping to kind of be aggressive early on, create their bits of space for their gyrocopter to kind of be the reign of terror, but that doesn't seem to be happening. But we won't hold out. We won't close this game out just yet. Union Gaming not throwing in the towel. One more set of racks separates Leviathan from Megas and potentially the first game, and they're already heading that way. They still have some time left on this Aegis. They're going to put it to use.
This is just formulaic now for Leviathan. His song's still down. It is for 75 seconds. They will have Static Storm, but without the song, it's really difficult to set up. BKB should be the next item coming off the Quid Fade. In fact, he has it. That's not even going to be an issue anymore. The Static Storm is not going to be a problem. And all that Leviathan really have to do is play this patiently, wait for their abilities, wait for their items, and go in.
Jenkins wants to go in. He's trying to be like the quarterback right now, looking for the pass. That jump in, not coming easy. And how are we looking for that song? 47 seconds. That was the dream setup for Union Gaming, something they've been hoping to use and utilize, but that ain't going to be easy now. You got Leviathan knocking at your northern door. Shibby now is a BKB, so what was once an opportunity to take down the Queen of Pain, that's not going to be as likely. Easily able to BKB off any static swarm. And I don't know, man. This is going to take a bit of an overthrow from Leviathan if Union Gaming want to come out on top.
Yeah, this really... They have a halberd now as well, and Fishbone might even just have to force a BKB if he gets popped on him. Shredder is just going to sit at the front line, go to work, get the tier 3 tower, get the racks, and that's just going to be it, I think.
Moving in. Can they complete out this game with one more racks? Trying to get it now. Potential comeback for Union Gaming not going to be there for now. Just continued positioning, advancement. Okay, glimpse of the low ground, but a force says, see you later. Not going to get trapped by no dirty little kinetic field. Jenkins maybe thought about re-engaging with a hook shot, fires a rocket for now, but still they continue to trade and flirt.
He's been very patient with these hook shots. He might go now.
Oh, they got the invis here. Just a little shadow amulet. They try to catch up with that long range of the Atos, but they don't see the Tusk. Okay, they get the Shredder with the rocket. They want to engage. Oh, Song, they cancel it for the call down. There's an uppercut, but he pops his BKB, and it's time to man up. Leviathan looking to clear out the rest of this game. They get the trap from Jenkins. Fishbone should go down. Should be thereafter, and the game has been called. Union Gaming will drop game 1, Leviathan. Now match point, heading into game number 2.
That was a disaster in terms of communication at the end. They're like, all right, we're going to call it out. No, we're going to song. Oh, shit, I don't know what we're doing. And they're like, well, I guess that's it. We screwed it up. Time to call GG. And that's unfortunate for Union Gaming. They had periods where they played really well, but for the majority of the game, there was a lot of mistakes from Union Gaming. I really hope that they can get it together next game because I feel like they have some really good individual players, but Leviathan, I think, simply outdrafted them and outclassed them in this first game, Dakota.
Yeah, a lot of people could label this match still as like a pubby kind of lineup, but it was still a good showing nonetheless. If I had to pick an MVP for these 10 players, Jenkins. Damn good job on his clockwork, good laning phase, put that hook shot right to use, and then continue to just engage and be a part of the action from there on out. Ends 11-1-9. Props to him. Props to Leviathan taking this first win. But we're not done yet. This is a best-of-3 series here for BTS America, powered by Squarespace. We're going to go ahead and cut to a small break, and when we return, we'll be back for Game 2 of Union Gaming and Leviathan. I'm KotLGuy, joined by Maut and Maut Packs. We'll see you soon.